It seems like New York's economy is about to straight collapse. All the millionaires and billionaires are leaving in droves right now to go somewhere better, which is Florida, where it's a lot cheaper. Let's get off into this.
Speaking of Mamdani, the effect of Mamdani in full swing with nervous New Yorkers turning Florida into a real estate hotspot yet again as they look to flee south. Fox Business writing the following, quote, election anxiety in New York City has turned into a real estate windfall in South Florida, West Palm Beach and Miami, surpassing New York City as the world's fastest growing wealth hubs. One Florida developer also saying his company has closed more than $100 million in signed contracts from New York buyers just the past few months.
That's crazy, because you got to think about it. There's tons of millionaires and even billionaires that do live in New York, which is crazy to think. But I did a quick search. If you go to apartments.com here and you look for a studio apartment in Manhattan, Gateway Battery Park City in New York, or actually this is New York, my bad, chat. $3,900 for a studio apartment, 483 feet. You could sneeze in there and it would hit you straight in the face. But you go to Austin, Texas. This is off of Old Torf, East Riverside. This is actually a very nice area. You could potentially even see water. Now, maybe not this apartment complex, but I found one that was a little on the more expensive side. $1,000, and some of these were only even $1,800 for 500 square feet. You're talking about double the price. Double the price, which is crazy to me. And now they want to tax people that make more money. They want to tax them even more. They want to tax them just an extra 1% to 2%. When you're a millionaire and you're making that much money and you're getting taxed even more, and then they're trying to force you to pay a $30 minimum wage, these businesses are going to go out of business. Say goodbye to all the local-owned bodegas and all the local-owned shops that used to just have the labor that they had through tipping, whether it's food service and things like that. I don't know if you guys have been in New York. Let me know if you have. But some of the best food I've ever eaten in my life, one of the best places I ever went to was in Chinatown called Wa Feng. Don't know if you can ever go there. They had some like duck. It was amazing. Peking duck or something. I don't know what it was, but it was some of the best duck and cabbage and white rice. Oh, it was amazing. But let's see what New Yorkers have to say about all this.
First day out, calling out Donald Trump. He doesn't know who he's getting in the ring with.
Zohran Mamdani pulled off what many thought was impossible. A self-proclaimed socialist just won the race for New York City mayor. We hit the streets to see how New Yorkers are reacting.
I was disappointed. He says a lot. He's charismatic, but so was Castro.
I was reluctantly thankful.
Wow.
Because he was just the best out of three that didn't quite work out. I do fear for the future of the Democratic Party if this is a brand of liberalism that sticks.
I think it's good for a change. Maybe something could help affordable housing.
My initial thought, it's embarrassing for 34 years old to run probably the most successful city in the world. It's a disgrace for a city that was built by Jewish immigrants and made it to be the greatest city in the world.
It's funny because as I was
he's
walking...
only 34? I didn't know he was so young, bro. I'm 35, and I feel like I couldn't run because I agree. I think New York City, when you look from the outside in, other countries think New York's the best city ever, or Hollywood, or maybe LA. So you're telling me a guy who's 34 years old who can't have that much life experience is coming in here and running New York. How old do you have to be the president, though? How old to be president? Isn't it like 35, chat? Yeah, you have to be 35 years old. Like, this dude is about to be the mayor of one of the biggest cities, if not the biggest city in probably the world. And you're telling me he's going to run this fine? Like, bro, come on. He probably just got through paying off his school loan debt.
Kind of like to take in the energy of the city, especially after such a big night. I feel like there's a calm energy now, so I think there's hope.
Just wait.
I'm excited. I voted for him. I feel excited about new energy in the city.
But I don't know what it is. All these white liberal women are going to be the downfall of America, dude. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree. Like, so many of these women just ruin everything that's great.
The new energy around all the elections. I think people are so sick of just politicians, and that's what they liked about him. So hopefully continues
He's a politician, though.
Stupid.
Come on.
Speak openly to New York.
And many people are saying this is a major shift in politics in the city. Do you feel that change today? And if so, what fears or hopes do you have?
First day out, calling out Donald Trump. He doesn't know who he's getting in the ring with. As Tyson once said, everybody has a plan until you get punched in the face. So we'll see. I don't think he's going to be able to change much.
I'm a little skeptical about how he's going to get everything done. I think that's what a lot of people are.
I fear that the Democratic Party will keep losing working class voters. It makes me more cautious. But reluctantly, he was just the only one that I could vote for.
Why was he still the best candidate?
Because Cuomo got accused of sexual harassment 9 times, and Curtis Lidwell was more of a protest vote more than anything else. It makes me more cautious, but we have to see how he does. He might not be as extreme as they say he is.
I lived in New York most of my life, and it's a very weird future I'm going to see. He says he's going to give free buses. Who pays for that?
Exactly.
I do.
You do.
Businesses pay for that.
Yep.
Helps nobody. You know, the policies he's giving is not beneficial for the city.
I feel that the city will have to change very quickly because a lot of businesses and me as a business owner, a real estate owner, are not happy to invest any more money into this city at this climate.
Yeah, exactly. Because, like, dude, for people that are real estate investors or they own or they're landlords, they're trying to like lock rents where people can only pay a certain amount. But the thing is, the property taxes are going to be so high and probably go up year after year. If you guys own a house, you know what this is like. And if you do own a home, I always tell you guys to protest that payment of your income property taxes, which is what I always do. I put pictures of the comps, and they make it harder and harder every year, but I always do that because they want to appraise your home value higher so they can get more taxes out of you. For these business owners, if they're forced to pay these people a higher minimum wage, pay more taxes, and do things like this just because they are successful, that is anti the American dream, in my opinion. For people that can go out there and actually figure it out and do what they're supposed to do and start a business and be successful, which first of all is very hard. A very small percentage of people actually do that and have the gusto to even start a business, number one, but then the steadfastness to want to keep trying to see it through. Most businesses, chat, don't even see positive revenue for the first few years. You got to think how fleeting that would be. Starting a business, not being net positive when it comes to revenue, whether it's real estate, whether it's owning a restaurant, a bodega, a small little shop. And the big problem is I think New York has a thriving community of all these small bodegas and shops and sandwich shops and meat markets and bakeries and coffee shops. All these places may close because they simply can't afford to pay people $30 an hour and then have their rent maybe locked at a certain price that may be overpriced. Just because they're locking rent doesn't mean that it's going to be the right price. And so I think this is an awful thing. We'll see what happens though.
I don't see anything positive that this guy brings to the table. Hopefully not going to make too much damage before he leaves the city.
Weakness, that maybe he's too nice a guy.
Okay, if you really want to be communist, copy from the books, copy from the manuals that actual functioning communist countries do, such as North Korea. They can actually deliver free housing.
Oh my God, they can actually deliver free housing, bro. You know how dumb you are to sit there and say that North Korea has a good model for communism? There is no good model for communism. That is an oxymoron. That's like saying there's a smart idiot or a skinny fat person.
Big back, big back.
Oh my God. You really want to be living like North Korea in a famine-driven country where you can't eat and you see dogs that are dying and you kill them on the side of the street and cook them? That's really what you want? Bro, I did so much research probably about 10 years ago on North Korea and watched all the documentaries, and I watched the Joe Rogan thing where he had that North Korean defector on. I take a lot of that with a grain of salt. It could be, wish-wash, but I've watched so much that I've started to realize that so many of those people are malnourished. They don't eat enough food. They worship a god president who thinks he's a deity, who doesn't poop, who, invented all these things that we know he didn't invent. Like, what did he invent? The burrito or something? It's all this stupid stuff. And then when people see them, they have to bow down in adoration to him and like cry, when I can't remember his name was, Mao Zedong or something like that. Mao Zewiener. I can't remember his name. Or maybe that's the Chinese one. I can't remember the name. Sorry. But they have to bow down and cry when they see them and things like that, bro. It's so ridiculous. The last thing you want is communism where everybody gets the same thing, bro. That's not what you want. You don't want to have to wait in bread lines and wait in food lines. You want to be able to reap the rewards of your hard work and labor. That's what you want. I saw this clip and I was like, are we serious?
He's been in the New York Assembly for 4 years. And before that, he was an aspiring rapper under the name Mr. Cardamom. Listen.
What? Oh my, wow. A rapper.
Once you do it, it's out there. It never comes back. It's there.
Didn't think it was going to be on CNN.
It's there, and there it is.
Yikes, bro. This man was a straight up failed rapper. Hey, I guess that means I can make it, chat. guess that means I can make it, huh, chat? Right?
Literally within hours of Mamdani's mayoral win, some families have decided to flee New York entirely. Admissions consultant Christopher Rim told me that within a day of the election results, 23 of his clients had reached out asking about private schools, middle schools, high schools outside of New York City. Within the first 30 minutes of the AP making the call for the race, he had 3 requests already. These are kids at some of the best schools in the city, including Riverdale, Trinity, Horace Mann, etc. They're looking at major private schools in Florida, particularly Miami, and even before the election had happened, he'd already had 6 of his clients move to different parts of Connecticut just in anticipation of what they thought was an inevitable victory. Meanwhile, a rabbi at the Hampton Synagogue announced that he's going to start the first Jewish day school in Hampton's history. He said with no ambiguity that this is due to the fact that he believes that there will be an exodus of Jewish New Yorkers from the city due to this election result. It might sound hyperbolic, but there was a poll conducted just this month that found that 9% of New Yorkers said that they would, quote, definitely leave upon a Mamdani win, and another 25% were considering it, which is literally...
So let's look at it this way. If 9% said they were going to leave, let's just look at this. What percentage of New Yorkers make more than $1 million a year? Percentage of New Yorkers make more than $1 million, less than 1%. Okay, so that's probably included in that. So what income bracket is the top 9% in New York? Let's just see if Google has that. High income bracket, the top 5% of earners. So 276,000 would be the top 5% of earners. 270, yeah, to like 300,000, I would say. The top 9% of earners are in high income bracket. That would include ranges from the 5% threshold to the 1% threshold. So anywhere between 270 to like $770,000. So I don't know. Here, if you're making that much money, more than likely you are like either a lawyer, a anesthesiologist, a doctor of some kind. Like you're doing something that requires a high income skill or a degree or a certain level of school.
Millions of people. And Rim told me that some of the schools in Florida that these parents have their eyes on are, quote, far, far more difficult to get into than Trinity and Brearley and some of the most sought after schools here in New York City now. He even had a client call yesterday and say, I no longer want to apply to Columbia and NYU due to the mayoral results. And when I asked Rim why he thinks this is happening so suddenly, he theorized that these are people that have been wanting to get out of New York for a while, been toying with the idea, and this election result is just truly the final straw for them.
I mean, I can't blame them. What's the tax bracket? What's the tax bracket or taxes in New York? Or what's the state tax? Because in Texas, you don't have any state tax. 4 to 10.9%. Over 25 million, almost 11%, 5 million. Okay. So most people are kind of floating probably in that 5% to 6%. Yeah, so Texas doesn't have any state tax. Or sorry, the state sales tax is 6.25%. Its primary state tax is sales and use of tax. Does not have individual state income tax. So I was right. Okay, I read that wrong. God, I'm stupid sometimes, chat.
Stupid.
He also announced that he has a all-female transition team. What kind of transition? What transition are we talking about here? All right, let's get into this.
As the mayor-elect of the greatest city in the world, I look forward to being the mayor for every person that calls this city home. That includes the Jewish New Yorkers that voted for our campaign and those that didn't.
In our politics lead, that's New York City Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani earlier today, fresh off his historic election victory, announcing an all-female slate of transition advisors as he prepares to take over City Hall in January. Here's what President Trump said about Mamdani's victory this afternoon.
If you want to see what congressional Democrats wish to do to America, just look at the result of yesterday's election in New York, where their party installed a communist as the mayor. We're going to see how that works out. We want New York to be successful. We'll help them a little bit, maybe.
Let's bring in Christine Quinn, the former speaker of the...
Bro, you want to get a whole lot of nothing done, get a bunch of women to do it. I'm just playing, but for real though, my dildo, women are just typically not as... They don't work as hard as men, and that's don't come at me. Don't come at me. That's just the facts. If we look at who works more overtime, men or women, let's just look this up because I'm pretty sure I'm right. Men work more overtime than women on average. Why? Job type differences. Men typically work in construction, oil and gas, trades, transportation, tech, manual labor, law enforcement, and finance. Women are more represented in education, healthcare support, clerical work, and service roles. So, yeah. Men work 2 to 5 more hours per week on average than women. Men are 2 to 3 times more likely to work 50 hours plus a week. Men account for about 70 to 80% of all overtime hours logged in any major industry. Men work more overtime hours. And so, yeah, that's the thing. Men work more. I don't make the rules. I just enforce them. I know sometimes. What's so funny to me, dude, is like now that we've hit like 300,000 subscribers, which shout out to you guys, by the way. Now that we've hit more subscribers, I have family members and friends now that are like, I guess Levi's doing something now. And so they watch the content and they'll text me and say stuff and be like, are you serious about this? Are you for real? I'm like, bro, yes, I am. Like, everybody thinks I'm out of my mind for some of the things that I say. I'm like, bro, a lot of this is rooted in facts and statistics and data. Like, I'm looking these things up and then being like, oh, and see, I'm not biased. I don't care. I'm not looking to like save your feelings. Whatever the numbers say, whatever the data says is what I go with. Women initiate divorce more. Oh my God.
Won't they do?
That's what it is. You know, I don't, it is what it is. I'm not sitting here trying to be mean. It's just the facts, dude. It's just the facts. So I don't know what else to tell you. Let's get off into, I saw this clip and was just about, oh my God, let's get off into this. We're going to switch gears here. This woman is on her phone with her kids in the car. Fake gunshots.
What? What?
Where do you think they see that at, huh? She's on her phone, driving, not even looking at the road. Liberal woman claims that men are terrified right now. Are we terrified, chat? Let's hear from her so I can learn if I'm scared. There's nothing better than a woman-splaining this with some good old Japanese to let me know what's going on.
All right, I'm back again to hit you with some knowledge about why men are so terrified right now. Studies have been conducted that women can make babies with other women without men. Yes, you heard that right. We do not need anything from a man to create a baby.
Well, if you do that, then you're going to be a... I think these feminists seem to forget the point. And the thing, what's so ironic about her is she looks like a dude anyways. Shots fired! Her hair's shorter than mine. But the thing is, it's not about making the baby. It's about raising the child. Making the baby's easy. Hell, I was practicing that with Cass for 8 years. But raising the child is the important part here, not just making the child.
The result? We will only have women children. So now let's talk about evolution. Women have had to...
This woman acts like this is going to be adopted on a mass level. You also act like every woman is going to want to have a daughter. All these women could want to have sons, dummy.
Survive in the society we live in today because of the threats of violence against us.
Oh my God.
So as we evolve, we become more consciously aware what is actually happening to us in order to survive. And this deep rooted...
Is that where you're trying to evolve into a man?
Shots fired! ...rooted consciousness that is happening with women all over the world, and I mean all over the world, is absolutely terrifying to the male species. They have used power and control in order to shut us up and put us in a corner. But what they don't understand is that we are too conscious. We have become too conscious, and you can't take consciousness away from a human. Now, in order for...
We don't have to take it away when you already don't have it.
Gotcha, bitch! The male species to survive, they must evolve too. And this is absolutely terrifying to them because they've lived in the comforts of their safety for so long. And as we bring consciousness to the male species, they now understand that women actually hold all of the power. Women decide whether the universe procreates and continues. So I say all of this to really say it's time to evolve. Each and every one.
I hate to say this, but y'all don't control it. Who defends you guys? Men. And if men, I'm just saying. I won't say it, but I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Let's get off into this. Oh, this is a clip from some people talking about this.
Most expensive state and city in the country.
Right.
So
did you guys go to college here?
We do go to college.
Oh, where do you
the clown emojis.
You go?
Pace University.
You're all at Pace?
Yeah, Pace.
Okay, yeah. So housing's $3,000, $4,000, $5,000.
I love the Pace hot sauce. That's some good old stuff right there, boy. I was raised on that.
A month, no matter where you go. Right?
No matter where you go. We all live off of campus, so we know what it's like to pay rent in the city, and we are Zoran supporters, and it's nice to see a young
Zoran morons
candidate as well who came from the bottom, and it's really inspiring for our generation to see someone like that and to be able to look up to someone who knows so much about those things.
Sure. What about the prospect that Zoran, businesses may leave New York City because of his election?
Oh my God. So for example, that guy that owns the
Gristedes, John Catsimatidis.
Leave, go if you want to go. No one likes your
built his business up from nothing.
So, but no one likes his supermarkets anyway. He's a billionaire now that is trying to take away from the grassroots campaign that Zoran has by going into these super PACs and everything.
But the thing is, he built it from the ground up, and he won. Do they not realize the irony in all of that? They're saying, well, he started from the bottom, and now he's here. Yeah, and the dude made it. He freaking made it, and now you're mad that he made it? That's why, dude, people want to see you struggle, especially on the left. They want to see you do good, but they want to see you do better than them. They just said, Mom Donnie, he built it from the bottom. It's so awesome. So did this other guy. And this guy even tried to interject and tell her that. She just wanted to hear none of that.
No one likes his supermarkets anyway. He's a billionaire now that is trying to take away from the grassroots campaign that Zoran has by going into these super PACs and everything. And for example, Andrew Cuomo's campaign, it's not for the people whatsoever at all. And I think the fact that all these people that are so elite that are saying they're going to leave New York City, leave. We need more affordable housing. We have a housing crisis, and you guys are the ones.
But you need a healthy economy, and if there's no jobs, then nobody needs a house.
I love that we live in a world where college students that are straight out of high school, maybe 1 or 2 years out of high school, know everything. They know everything. And the thing is, when I was that age too, I actually thought I knew everything too, bro. I thought I knew it. I thought I knew it all, man. I thought I knew it all. Chat, would you date a chick like this, brother? I'm going to tell y'all right now, there's no way.
Are you okay with being with someone who is a adult content creator?
How about no?
No.
All right.
She's a runner. She's a track
Thank you for asking. Keeping it real. You were holding on to your heart?
So understanding.
Baby girl, your cheeks are online for the rest of your days. The last thing I want to do is, we be talking about something like, yeah, here's my girl Rebecca, and they walk up back. Wait a minute, I think I know your girl. Wait a minute. I saw her on a Reddit thread 3 weeks ago. Was she the one with the cucumbers and the peaches? Oh, it's her, huh? What do you do for a living? Bro, that is so embarrassing. I saw something that Alex Hormozy said that was so out of pocket.
I sleeps with a 15-year-old girl. Terrible, right? Rewind 200 years. 40-year-old guy sleeps with a 15-year-old girl. 100% normal. Right? How is it?
He's trying to get them to agree. I don't think that's right.
Trauma now and not trauma then.
That is factually untrue. A creepy 40-year-old guy. Those ages he mentioned were very specific. Let's look at the actual data. Okay, 200 years ago, 1825. Contraception did not exist in the United States. Not this method. Birth control wasn't even approved by the FDA until 1960. Keep that in mind, we'll come back to that. In 1825, it was not socially acceptable to have a child out of wedlock, which means that the majority of women did not lose their V cards. And yes, I did specify women, until on average the ages of 22 to 25, very clearly in their early 20s. In the 1800s in Britain, it was actually even higher. The average age for marriage was 28 for men, and 26 for women. And the average age for a woman to have her first child was 23 years old. The second claim of his was that a 40-year-old and 15-year-old would have been normal, and that would have been a normal age gap. Again, 100% false. 200 years ago, the average age gap between spouses was 4 to 6 years, and the average ages being 22 for women and 26 for men. But let's take a look back even further. Maybe he really meant to say 300 years ago. 300 years ago, that age was actually 22. Maybe he meant 400 years ago. But in the early colonial period, the average age of marriage for women in the US was 20 years old. Okay, what about 500 years ago? Similar to medieval time before then, and generally in the early to mid-20s. Yes, that's for women specifically. Again, women.
What about the Baroque times?
Not girls. Here is a graph that shows you time going on. The earlier years are over here. It shows you how many women up here, according to their age, had lost their V cards. Here you see 15 years old. Earlier on in time, the more 15-year-old girls were 100% abstinent. That number consistently gets higher, not lower, as you go along. Just for his knowledge, for anybody else who is arguing, there was any time over the last 1,000 years, likely long before that, and that's a very weird assertion. 2, it's a completely false one. And if you're arguing for that, especially this guy, you're creepy in every single timeline.
I mean, that is a little weird that Alex Hormozi made that claim. I saw that clip and was like, wait, what? What? That's a little weird, brother. Why would you know what I'm saying? No. Adults. 18 consenting adults. That's weird, bro. Alex Hormozi, what you on something weird with that one.
This is a fat person issue, so if you're not fat...
Okay, one sec. Your back was so big, my volume was down.
This is a fat person issue, so if you're not fat, keep scrolling. Okay. I was sitting in a bar with a friend of mine, a skinny friend of mine, and there was this group of guys who were looking over at us, giggling, and then they started making their way over to us at some point throughout the evening. And this friend of mine, gorgeous friend, by the way, she says to me, just when they get here, just tell them I have a boyfriend. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that statement, but it broke my heart a little bit that in her mind, the reason they were coming over had to be because they were interested in her, because these...
Becky. They're not looking at you. They were probably looking so hard because they were trying to look around you to see your friend.
Shots fired! No way. In reality, right, there's no way that they could possibly be interested in me.
No. You're mid. You're a shiny 3 at best. You're average looking at best. You know what I mean? Like, come on. It's always the fridge protecting the snacks, chat. What is this? Ah.
Big back.
Not gonna lie, you kind of had me in the first half. How is your body so big but your face isn't? Yoinks. Goodness gracious. But that is a unique build when the tummy has to be tucked into the jeans. That is such a unique build. What do we call that one? The seeper? It's seeping off into the pants? Like, what is that? Ugh. That's rough work.
There's just a scandal that came out. This woman falsely accused several young men of doing something to her. These young men tried to delete themselves because it was absolutely lied. Now, evidence came out recently where she went to the store, bought a hammer, beat herself.
Oh my goodness. Oh my God.
These young men, if it wasn't for other men coming around and supporting these young men, and just because she was a woman, she was believed. And I'm not saying that doesn't happen. I actually come from a family that's happened, but I still know several stories of women who have falsely accused, ruined these young men's lives. And guess what? You know what society says after that? That young woman, this is one woman who was finally held accountable because of her lies and destroying their life.
Bro, in my opinion, hopefully that clip doesn't get flagged for, the music or whatever. But basically, we just watched a clip where a young woman bought a hammer, beat herself in the face, and then blamed a bunch of boys, and then the boys got in trouble. We see so much in society right now where it's believe all women. A young man's life can be absolutely ruined from a false accusation. In my opinion, chat, put a 1 in the chat if you agree. If you are going to put up an accusation of a person, depending on the severity of what that accusation is, whatever the corresponding years that you are liable to get to go to prison, If they are found not guilty and we find out that you're falsifying that or making it up, I think you should have to go to prison for that same amount of time. Let's say it's a battery case or something like that, where you would get 5 years. If the man was proven guilty of actually assaulting you, sexual battery, whatever, assault, whatever, you would get 5 years. And we find out it's hocus pocus, bogus, and it's fake, and you made it up out of thin air, I think you should get 5 years. I think that's the only way that we would ever get to a point where we would start to have some equality when it comes to this, because right now women feel like they can just run amok. Loki, you want a jerky? All right. I got you. Free. Sit. Shake. Free. Very patient. I'm proud of you, bud. Very patient. Don't know if you guys have seen, you can call me at this number right here. I just talked to one of the subscribers, had a pleasant conversation with him. So it's through Connect With Me. Bro, I saw this clip and I had to watch it like 4 times.
I'm not the baby mama.
Good Lord, I gotta turn this down. I'm sorry, chat. I'm sorry. Let's get this, run this back.
I'm not the baby mama. I'm the aunt.
Okay.
I'm not the baby mama. I'm the baby mama's cousin. I'm not the baby mama. I'm the baby mama's friend.
I'm not the baby mama. I'm the baby mama's cousin. I'm not the baby mama. I'm the baby mama's cousin.
And she's I'm the motherfucking baby mama.
I'm the fetus, and this is gonna be a rough life.
Oh my God, that's rough. I think we live in a world where that is the thing now, though. Being a single mom, being a baby mama is, it's part of life. And these women are queens. They're 10s, chat. Don't you dare think that just because a woman has been skeeted in by multiple men and has multiple babies out of wedlock and has no father figure in the house or no man to claim these children, that she's anything less than a 10. Because if so, you're a bigot. Speaking of big.
Big bag, big bag. Guys, my husband is so cute and nice. He just told me that he doesn't post me on social media because he doesn't want anybody to steal me.
Ma'am, you don't have to worry about that because stealing a building is impossible.
Shots fired! Bro, what is this? This build. Like, it's almost like she's choking herself with her second chin. The pincushion face, all the piercings on the face. Bro, where have we gone? The big problem is with that, though, is that that's normal, right? That's what normal is. I saw this video and was like, I gotta show this to you guys, chat. I gotta show this to you guys.
I'm 38 now, and this is what my life is like. My parents are my kids, and my kids are my boss, and my boss is my wife, and my wife is my coworker, and my coworkers are my friends, and my friends are my parents.
Bro, I heard that and I was like, that's kind of crazy. One thing I don't like is as we get older, man, we lose touch with our friendships, You have to really work as an adult to stay close to your friends, chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you've had to do this. Like, I have to make a conscious effort to talk to my homies. Where back in the day, you saw them at school, you saw them anywhere, you saw them on the, on the playground, you saw them all the time, and you were always in proximity with all your boys. But now that you're older, in your 30s and your 40s, you really got to make a conscious effort to be close to your homies. It's truly sad because I think a lot of us, and at least for me, put a 1 in the chat if you agree. I took those years for granted when I had all those homies, man. All my friends around me going to college, struggling, high school, college. Took that stuff for granted. And it's like, man, I'm so ready to be out and working and making money. When in reality, I would give up so much to go back to college and kick it with my buddies for just a week. Just 1 week. Hell, 1 day to be able to just go back and walk into the music building and see my homies, everybody practicing, everybody sweating, everybody stressing, thinking about, what girl you talking to, man? What are we doing tonight? It brings me life just thinking about that stuff, But as we get older, the next chapter is family. And now I'm getting, what's crazy, Chad, is now that I have a daughter here and we got baby Nichs here, I'm getting that excitement again. It's weird, like this childlike nature is blooming inside of me, and I'm like, ooh, I get to relive some moments now with my daughter and kind of show her the ropes of life. It's really exciting. It's a cool feeling.
So I just got the knock. If you are a person that lives in their van or homeless, whatnot, you know what the knock means. Luckily, this time it wasn't the police. So very rarely, maybe once a week, I park and sleep at this large factory parking lot that they don't even use all of. I'm way in the back. I'm underneath the tree. I'm away from everybody. I go there at night. I sleep. I wake up. I leave. But of course, there's 2 white men that have a fucking problem with that. So I recorded them. This will probably get taken down, but that's fine.
Hey, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Hi. Did you vote for Donald Trump? Did you vote for a racist fucking dictator? So what? I'm using your parking lot to fucking sleep. What is your fucking problem? What is your fucking problem? I'm using your parking lot to fucking sleep. I'm way back there. I'm not bothering anybody. What is your problem?
It's a suspicious vehicle on the property. We need to address.
And you know exactly what I'm doing. I'm fucking sleeping. What most homeless people have to do now because housing is affordable, and I'm clearly disabled, which you can see on my fucking plate. Laugh about it. Did you vote for Donald Trump? Did you vote for Donald Trump? Did you? In it? There you go. I bet you support ICE too. God, you're gross. I hope no one fucks you. Ugh. Well, you're not married.
Right now.
You are. I do not care.
The police are being called.
The hatred that these people just have in their heart is wild to me. Waking up every day just mad at everything. Life is beautiful, chat. Telling me I get to wake up every day next to the love of my life and I have a daughter. Yeah, there's some sleepless nights, but I got such a good dog. I got a good woman. I got a beautiful daughter who's healthy, 10 fingers, 10 toes. I got a supportive family. I got good friends. I got a beautiful community here. There's so many things to be thankful for. And I think the reason I'm so thankful is because I work really hard. And I feel like people like this don't work hard. I don't work, I can't get a job, I can't pay for housing, I'm homeless, but somehow you were able to dye your hair? That's a very pink head. Very, very pink. You would have to go to multiple sessions to be able to dye your hair that pink. I think this hair dye is getting into people's brains. I'm gonna keep it a buck, I really do. Don't you think so, Lucky? That's what I'm talking about. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It was good to have you guys out, man. Until next time, peace.